stage is set for 12 drivers in the playoffs. We have 3 races before we cut the field to the top 8. What do we see in these 3 races? Tonight, we start at Texas. Patrick Day and Timmy Lewis were the only 2 drivers to win 2 races in the regular season, as they have to be a heavy favorite in this first round of the playoffs. But don't sleep on PJ Popham, Byron Gay, Kyle Wellman, Nick Galusha, and Brent Butler that made it in on points, but are still searching for that first win on the year. Welcome into Countdown to Green, show presented by John Bedlam and Game Day Rally Gear. Alongside me tonight is 2-time winner in the series, Patrick Day, Miller Time Motorsports League owner, Chris Miller, and our special guest on the show tonight, Derek Roffling. Welcome back, guys, as we've made it through the holidays. We're ready for the playoffs to start. Hope you all had a great holidays. But the big question is, are you guys ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm pumped. First time in Miller Time Motorsports history we're doing a playoff system, so it's going to be interesting and, to figure out the strategies, because it's different than just doing straight point racing, right? You gotta think differently. You gotta be going for those wins. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun race tonight. Good fast track. I think we should have some good green flag racing here, hopefully. And looking forward to it.
Yeah, happy holidays, guys. Glad to be back. First time in the playoffs. I'm excited, even though I'm not in the playoffs. I don't have anything to be excited for like Patrick does, but I'm excited for the league. And we had 7 winners, like you already mentioned. We have 5 guys get in on points. We'll have 3 races here and 4 people eliminated. But I'm excited to see who possibly comes out on top tonight. If one of those 5 guys that got in on points locks their way into second round right now tonight on or with a victory, would be exciting. So I'm ready. This is going to be a good stretch of racing.
Yeah, I'm like Chris. I'm excited though, even though I didn't make the playoffs this year. But I think we're going to have a really good stretch of 3 races here to get to the round of 8. I just think it's going to come down to who keeps their nose clean and who can get an early win to relax the last 2 races in the round.
Absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. First time in Miller Time Motorsports for the Truck Series. The Tarmac Esports Truck Series is a playoff system in play here, and that shakes things entirely up because, Patrick, he was doing very well, but now the lead shrunk, and now we're tied at the top, and we'll show the standings here in just a few minutes and what that round of 12 looks like. But let's go back. Let's recap what we just seen 2-3 weeks ago, just before Christmas, where we was at Darlington. That was an interesting race for sure. You had Ben Wart there that needed a win to get in. He led some laps in that race. Actually led 120 laps in that thing. Was leading towards the end of that, but it was Hunter Lagoons that was able to get the win, and he was already doing well on points. He was going to make it in no matter what, but he steals the victory away and boots Ben Wart off of the playoffs, and now Ben Wart is outside looking in, hoping that it was a season that he wishes that he could have started a little bit better in the year. Maybe he would have been there in the end, and he was my championship pick, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. But so Hunter Lagoons gets the win. He led 118 laps in that race there at Darlington, picking up his win in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Patrick, you come home in that 3rd position on a podium spot once again. Grant Clark, your teammate, came home in the 4th position. That was a driver that we spoke on the Countdown to Green session, saying that he was a guy that could potentially win this thing. And here he comes home in the 4th position. Great finish for him in that 06 machine. Timmy Lewis comes home in the 5th position. 6th was PJ Popham. Austin Palmer comes home in the 7th position. 8th was Kyle Smith. 9th, last year's champion, the number 20 of Nick Galusha. And then in the 10th spot there, Logan Coe. Guys, any recaps? We did see 5 cautions also in that race. We did see a whole lot of cautions, and that was one thing that we kind of wondered was going to happen there at Darlington. We were going to see a whole lot of cautions, and hey, we only seen 5 cautions, only 6 lead changes. Very good race, actually.
Yeah, it turned out, surprised me. I thought we were going to see another Bristol with this, how hard Darlington was. But everybody, did a lot of give and take in the early runs, got out single file, tried to save their tires, and then tried to pass after that, right? So, yeah, unfortunate for Ben. He had to kind of go out hard there that last run and catch Hunter. It passed him for a little bit, but I think in him catching him, trying to catch him, he wore his tires a little bit more than what Hunter did, and it came back to haunt him there. But great run by Ben. And I had a pretty decent run all day, just kind of trying to stay out of the messes. Found myself there finishing well. Grant, he had a frustrating night. He was put in quite a few different situations there that I talked to him about after the race, and hopefully, going into next season, I can polish him up a little bit, hopefully. So, we'll see.
Chris needs some polishing up too.
Yeah, I definitely do. And I knew Darlington wasn't my trick, so we don't even need to talk about my race. But no, I mean, congrats to Hunter Lagoons. I mean, we all knew he was due. We all knew he was going to get one at some point, and he was. I think maybe a point or two behind, a couple points behind the lead there going into the last race. I think you guys were actually tied after the final race. So, congrats to him. We knew it would come at some point. Now he's got that monkey off his back. What's he do with it in the playoffs? I think he's a scary driver to look forward to. Ben Wirt just coming up short. I thought he was going to get him there. He just drove the tires off, but I want to talk about, Austin Palmer and Kyle Smith. They really did what they needed to do to try to get in on points. And it just, I think I mentioned it in the pre-race show just before the Darlington race that I didn't think there would be any movement. And I thought the points were the way they were going into the final week was where they were going to stand. And it did end up that way. But both them guys, had good runs and really did what they needed to do, but just still came up short just like Ben Wirt did.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about my run. I had a terrible run, almost needed a win to get in, but didn't come to pass. But yeah, running there with Hunter there in third and fourth there for a little bit, he had the pace on me. But I would try and let him go, and he was like, "No, I'm just gonna stay back, save tires." So we ran there for a while, and when I ended up being out of the race, I watched a little bit of it, and I just watched him slowly just creep towards the leaders and drive around them, and then he ended up winning the race. So I think Hunter's going to be pretty scary coming into the playoffs here. He's finally got that win. He's led a bunch of laps. He's always up front, and he generally stays out of trouble. But I think he's a force to reckon with here.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. We've watched him all season long, and that's definitely one of those guys that we can pick inside our top 3 and bank on getting some kind of points out of it, right? And that's just how it's been. And if he continues that through the playoffs, that consistency of always being inside the top 3, and you put a couple wins in there, man, that's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be really, really hard to beat. You look back at last year's season, Nick Galusha. We didn't have playoffs, but if you treat that just the same way, he was very consistent inside the top 5 consistently. Didn't get his first win until like 7-8 rounds in. And he came away our champion. So the consistency is a huge part of this. And it's going to be a huge part in this first round of 12. As consistency may be a little difficult when you look at this schedule and you've got Talladega coming up. How do you manage that and escape the big one? Because there will be the big one. And the question will be, will we see some of our round of 12 drivers caught up in that big one? And will that ultimately seal their fate in the series? We'll find out after Texas, because we got Texas, and then we're going to see some fireworks shot out at Talladega after that. So looking at the point standings, I do want to kind of highlight a couple of things outside the top 12 before we dive into the top 12. So there is a very, very heated race at the 21st position right now. They are tied right now. You guys know who those are?
I know.
Brothers. Yeah. Steve Miller and Chris Miller are tied right now with 172 points. That is a rivalry right now brewing. And who will come out on top?
Crazy to end the regular season tied. I mean,
You're right.
Wow.
You're right. That's crazy. Looking at some other ones here, Derek Rothwell, you said that you didn't have the season that you really wanted to. You're there at the 15th position. Then Ben Wart's down below you. So Ben Wart was one of those guys that I had high on my radar that he was going to end up being a champion of this series. And he comes in the 17th position coming into the round of 12. Austin Palmer here, fast all season long, really. Just couldn't put the races together. He is in 13th position, one spot below his brother Ryan Palmer. That does make the playoffs because of that win at Daytona. The big question for him is, can he win at Talladega? Another drafting track where, man, that would put him inside the round of 8. So
roll the dice.
Exactly. Roll the dice. It could be any one of these guys, and it very well could be Steve Miller win it. It could be Chris Miller win it. Byron Gay could win this. I mean, there's all kinds of drivers that could win at Talladega. And so that's what's kind of fun about it. It equals out the playing field for those drivers that aren't as good on half miles or mile and a halves or any of those tracks. Hey, it evens it up just a little bit. All right. So let's take a look at your 12. What it looks like. Patrick Day is right there with Hunter Lagoons at 1,036 points. Timmy Lewis at 1,033. He's got himself that win in the regular season as well. Johnny Evans, 1,027. He's also had a win in the regular season. Byron Gay, 1,021. He is the only driver inside the top 5 that has not had a win. He has got himself in on points. So his consistency over the regular season has been very, very impressive for a Miller Time Motorsports driver. 6th place there, PJ Popham, 1,018. 7th, Kyle Wellman at 1,015. 8th, Paul Fly at 1,012. There's where we mark our next guy that has seen a victory. The 9th position, Nick Galusha at 1,012. He is last year's champion. Can he do it again? He's sitting there 9th. That's all it took. He's in the round of 12. Just got to find his way into the round of 8, then the round of 4. Anything can happen with the 20 of Nick Galusha. Sean Smith, he made it in on a win as well, 1,006 points. Brent Butler back there at 1,006. He got in on points. And Ryan Palmer got in on that win from Daytona at 1,003 points. Guys, I'm going to put a really hard question on you right now. Okay? Super hard. I want you to pick the 4 drivers that you feel will not make and will not advance to the round of 8.
Why do you gotta do that? You know, we get to piss some of our fellow drivers off by
that's the whole point.
Won't make it. I must say Derek Rothling won't make it to the round of 8.
That's who I had to pick too.
Wow.
You
I'm
got
just glad
this.
Patrick has to go first. He's so good at picking drivers.
I'm going to be completely honest. I think there's 2 that's very, very obvious.
I got 4 right now.
Okay,
go ahead, Derek.
I got my 4, and I feel like it's a pretty easy 4. I believe it's Paul Fly. I believe it's Johnny Evans. I believe it is Sean Smith and Ryan Palmer.
Wow.
I believe those 4 are going to be the first 4 out.
Wow.
Wow, Johnny
Interesting.
Evans. That's a big
Yes.
hit.
Johnny,
It is.
I like Johnny. I think he's really fast. I think Johnny is I think he's like Ricky Bobby. Either he's first or he's last. He either
I like it.
wins or he does not. So
Okay.
I think he's one of those drivers, and Texas is a tough track to drive, and if you don't do well at Texas, you almost have to go to Talladega and win. And everyone knows you have about a 0.5% chance of winning Talladega. So you don't win there, you got to go to Iowa. You got to win. Well, everyone knows Patrick Day's probably going to win Iowa, so you might as well write it down.
Mm.
That
I don't know. There's Hunter's going to be tough there.
Man, I like that. I like the
this is
take.
really good.
It's a good take
Yeah.
there, Derek.
Now,
Going.
I will say that I was Ryan Palmer and Sean Smith were two of the four that I was going to pick. So we
Sure.
agree there.
Sure.
However, my other two,
Mhm.
I think is one of them. Sorry, Ryan, but I think the other one's going to be PJ Popham.
Okay.
And wow, the other one's going to be tough. The other one's really, really tough because I can see all these guys.
Well,
I'm gonna say Brent. I'm gonna say Brent Butler just because he has the highest ladder to climb, one of the highest ladders to climb, as far as points go.
I don't think Derek agrees with that one bit.
That's a tough pick.
I'm gonna go with three of them that Patrick picked. I do believe it's PJ, Sean, and Ryan.
Okay.
My other one I believe is gonna be Kyle Wellman.
Wow,
Ooh. Man.
I can see that. You know, if he doesn't figure out a way to stay out of everybody else's messes like I did last season, yeah, he could have an early exit out of the playoffs.
So the names that I did not hear from you guys was Patrick Day, Hunter Lagoons, Timmy Lewis, Byron Gay,
Nick Galusha.
Nick Galusha.
Galusha.
Those are five names that you guys feel has a very, very good shot at making the round of 8. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Some good stuff there. Some guys that's like, whoa, I did not see my name going to be called there. You're called.
Yeah, I mean Nick Galusha is going to have to. He was on the tip of my tongue, right? But
Yeah,
I
think
don't.
so.
I mean, it could be a yes and a no, right? Because it depends on how big the big one is. If it takes a lot of guys out, then everybody's kind of still on the level playing field, right? And who knows? The winner of Talladega could be outside the top 12. It could be a non-playoff driver. So again, that Talladega is just a wild card. You never know what's going to happen. We'll see if it looks like Daytona did earlier, where everybody was single file for 3/4 of the race, and then we raced the last, however many laps, and that's when the big one happened. So, it'll be interesting. We'll see. But I honestly, I don't think if there's a big one, I don't think that will decide in or out of the playoffs because I think there'll be too many people that will be involved with it, and it'll kind of even the playing field.
I'm gonna call my shot. You heard it right here first. It is gonna change the points, and it's gonna keep at least one of these guys out of the round of 8. But PJ and Kyle wreck each other at Talladega if they don't wreck each other at Texas.
I might have to agree with Chris there. I think I agree with him on the Talladega is going to be the one that knocks a bunch of people out, but I can't say for certain who's going to knock it out. I know who I want to be around coming down to the nitty gritty of the final laps, and I can tell you who I don't want to be around. But I think it just depends on if they're still there, if they're already wrecked out.
Okay. Opportunity to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to deep dive into some questions for these boys. We'll be right back.
When it comes to heating and cooling, at John Betlam, we promise to take the utmost care. We'll make sure your repair is done right and any new installation is perfect. It's how we've done business since 1941. Our customers, you, are our priority. And when you need us, we're ready to help. It's our promise. So that's why there's something important that you should know. Did you know there are 2 heating and cooling companies here in Rochester that share a similar name? Betlam. And that's confusing. So make sure when you search for us online, you look for John Betlam. It's easy to confuse, so whenever you need us, be sure to search for and call John Betlam. Because it's my grandfather, John Betlam, who taught us to work hard, do a great job, and take care of all of our customers. And of course, there's only one phone number you'll ever need to remember.
Call 271-8888. John Betlam Heating and Cooling.
All right, so our 10-second thoughts with Patrick Day, Chris Miller, and Derek Ruffling. So the first one we're going to have here, and I'm going to bring up the points here for you guys. So there you go. There's your top 12 and where we're at. So my first question for you guys is, this one's going to go to you, Patrick. You're the first one here. You're up. Which driver do you think we'll see in victory lane more than one time over the full round of 12, the round of 8, and the round of 4? Whether they make it all the way to the round of 4, do we see another multi-win race?
I think you do. And honestly, I think I could be wrong here, but I'm thinking Timmy Lewis might have a chance of winning a couple of races here over the playoff series.
Okay. Chris?
Yeah, I think it's possible that we do have a multi-winner, and I think it's going to be Patrick.
Okay, he's already proved it once. And
I
course,
mean,
Timmy-
he's my champion too, so I think he's still going to be the champion. So I think he's going to win 2 of them here.
Okay. All right. Eric?
I do not. I think now that the playoffs started, all gloves are off, and we're going to see some beating and banging for wins, and you will not see a repeat winner in the playoffs.
Wow.
We can see
Okay.
a new winner.
I think
Yeah.
you'll see a couple new winners.
Yeah.
A couple new winners. All right.
Yeah. Because I think, I don't know about the rest of the playoff guys, but I mean, I am, it's all about being consistent in the playoffs. Yes, a win is nice, but if I can't get that win, I want to be in the top 10, top 8 on a weekly basis. So I am not going to press my luck with guys around me, especially those guys that are not in the playoffs. So.
All right. So
You won't be back there with me.
next question's for you, Chris. And this question, I'm going to refer a little bit more towards the round of 8 versus the round of 12. And why I say this, because this you'll understand as I give you this question. So in the round of 8, is it possible for a driver to advance to the final 4 without getting a top 5?
So we have 2 races there. Yeah, I believe so. I do, and the reason I say that is because we've got drivers in the top 4 in points right now that have an average finish of 10th.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, I think they can finish outside top 5.
Patrick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, statistically, it's very possible, just like Chris said. I think they would probably have to be higher up in the point standings going into the round of 8
Sure.
to pull that off. But yeah, I think it's doable.
Derek?
It's definitely doable. I think you almost have to be top 4 in points to do it, though. I think if you're 5th or below, you cannot do that. Especially with how tight the points are in this series.
All right. All right, Derek, this question's going to go to you, and this will be your 10 seconds.
Give him a picture question. Give him a picture question.
Yeah, I should. I
Yeah,
should.
I know, right?
Ooh.
Right? The picture comes up. Who are these guys? That's rough.
You do not want me to do that.
That's rough. Or, sometimes I go on Facebook and I scour
Yeah.
some of your old pictures.
Wonder where he
Something
got
like
some of those pictures from.
that. Yeah, the best ones are Steve Miller on those, for sure. So that's been a proven thing. But looking at the driver that sits 11th in points right now, Brent Butler, does he make the round of 4?
I think he does. You got to remember, before Brent missed Darlington, he was 5th in points without a win. So I do believe he makes the round of 4.
Same question goes for you, Chris. What do you think?
I think it's difficult to make the round of 4, not impossible. He's 21 points back right now out of the top 4. So he's got some ground to make up. I think he can definitely make it in the round of 8 for sure. It might take a win to get in the final 4, though.
Okay. What do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, like I said earlier, he's got a tough ladder to climb, right? I think if he has some really good finishes and some people in front of him have some really bad finishes, it's definitely possible. So yeah, I will say it's possible. It's going to be tough. Yeah.
All right, so we'll get 3 more questions in here, and then we'll move on to our picks. So this one's going to go to you, Patrick, and this question is, in this playoff system, this is completely new for Tarmac Esports Truck Series, but in the regular season, we have seen it. We've seen it in Season 1, we've seen it in Season 2, where rivals are born. Do we find a new rivalry born throughout the playoffs?
You could. I don't know what all these guys' mentality are. I don't know if they're going to be thinking like me, like, hey, I just need to finish consistently. I don't need to press my luck with anybody. I don't need to be tangling with anybody that's not in the top 12. I mean, you really wouldn't want to start a rivalry while you're trying to play for the playoffs and for the win, right? Because you don't want extenuating circumstances to happen and take you out of the playoffs. So
Sure.
that's my thought process. But I'm not in the brains and in the minds of the rest of these 11 guys, so I have no idea.
Okay. Chris?
New besides the PJ and Kyle, I don't
Yes.
know. But I don't know. But here's one thing I gotta say: is there's one,
It could just kindle the love a little bit more.
4, 5. There's 6 guys out. 6 out of the 12 guys are rat bastards. So I think it's very possible, very very possible that we see a new rivalry come up because of a racing incident. Yes.
Okay. Derek?
Other than the PJ and Kyle beef, I don't really see anything. I can actually see my teammate Brent Butler getting in, causing some trouble, but other than that, not really anybody new.
Okay. All right. So, I wanted to spin off of that. If the rivalry does come, can we all agree that it's probably going to come because of Talladega? Derek's shaking his head yes.
Oh, 100. I mean,
I think it's
it's
going to contribute for sure.
it'll come down to someone turning someone out of turn 4 for the win or for like a top 5, and that's when it'll start, and then you'll go to Iowa, and they'll somehow get together and ruin each other's races.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Chris, question for you is going to be, if you had to put betting odds, you as Vegas, you had to put the betting odds on Nick Galusha's chance of winning a back-to-back championship, what would it look like?
Sitting in ninth, 24 points back. I'd put about a plus 600 on that.
600. All right. Would any of you guys take that bet?
$100 pays 600.
Exactly.
I'd take that bet. Yeah.
You'd take it bet. Okay. Derek?
Yeah.
I would not. He's been too streaky this year. He's been up and down. You come to the playoffs, you got to be consistent, and that is not what he has been this year.
Like,
Yeah.
that'd be a good Vegas guy. Set the line well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had one taker and one not.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, he's got so Iowa's going to be the thorn in his side, right? For this round of 12. I think he'll do all right with his teammates at Talladega as long as they can stay out of any incidents. Of course, again, roll the dice, right? Texas, I think he'll do all right at Texas. So, and then, round of 8, we've got, I don't even know what tracks we have there off the top of my head. But I think there are tracks that he can do decent at. So, yeah.
Kentucky, Nashville.
Yeah, he can do decent those tracks. It's possible. Yeah, I would definitely take a 6-1 odds advantage on, and make that bet with them.
All right, last question for you, Derek. We're going to move on, and this one is very interesting question for you. Interested to hear the response from you on this. But if Derek Roffling was inside the round of 12 right now, how far would he make it?
Oh, first round exit. We're out of there. I'm too streaky. I run really well for about 3-4 races and can somehow seem to screw up leading the most laps and not winning the race. I just can't seem to put a full race together and actually win one. So first round exit.
All right, I like it. I like it, guys. All right, so let's move on to our picks. The most important part there. We've got the pick board here, and here is what the points look like. If I can, be on top of things, pull it up. There it is. There it is. So, yeah, we're tied there. 12-12 right now with Chris Miller, Patrick Day. I am sitting at 8 points. So, guys, we're going to continue this on throughout playoffs and see how things shake out. What do you think?
It sounds great, but we got to add one thing.
Okay.
All right. So, Patrick and I, we chose our champions at the beginning of the season. I think Patrick chose Johnny Evans. I chose Patrick. Okay, they're both in the playoffs.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Ryan, I know you only have 8 points.
Sure.
You both have 12, so you're not very good at picking drivers, and you picked
Sure.
Ben Wirt
Sure.
as your champion who didn't make the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
All right, so we need to throw a little bit of a bonus point in here, though, if your champion wins the playoffs. So that doesn't sound very fair to you, even though you're already behind by 4. But we're going to let you choose a new champion. I spoke with Patrick. We talked about this.
Okay.
I'm going to let you choose a new champion.
All right.
But you have to choose a champion that got in on points. We've talked about a lot of these drivers. You made us talk about 4 drivers that were going to be eliminated.
Okay.
You got to pick a driver that made it in on points to be your champion.
Ooh,
And if he wins, you get 3 bonus points.
that's tough. It's tough. Am I allowed to phone a friend? Because if I can, I want to phone in Derek Roffling on this.
Sure, you can get advice from Derek.
All right, I'm good with that.
Derek, your thoughts?
Well, I'm a little biased, so if I had to pick someone that hasn't won yet, I think I'm picking Brent. I think he is usually consistent. He just needs just that little more push just to finally get a win and maybe lock himself into the round of 4, or maybe even win at Phoenix. But I would either say Brent Butler, or I think Byron Gay gets one of these races. Won and finally makes himself a champion here in the Tarmac Esports League.
Wow. But okay, so I gotta ask on the Brent Butler thing. He's 30 points behind Patrick Gay and Hunter Lagoons. How's he gonna make up 30 points over this playoff system? I mean, man, that's tough.
I'll be totally honest. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I went from 21st to 15th in the standings in a race, so I don't think it's too terribly hard. You just need a little bit of luck and a really good finish, and you can jump about 5-6 spots in the standings.
I remember he only has to get in the top 4 going into the final round, right? It's a level playing field at that point.
Right.
So then it's the best finisher in the last race, who takes the championship.
Man.
However, I do want to remind you, and I think Derek, we've talked about this. Isn't Brent a question mark for the final race of the season at this point?
Brent is a question mark. It depends on his schedule, so we will see. But if he makes it and he is the final 4, it'd be hard to bet against him.
Right.
Man, I tell you, it's tough. It's tough because so I look at Brent Butler. I think he's just too far back for me to say that he's going to win a championship. Byron Gay, well, I just know I've known Byron Gay too long, and I just don't feel like that's going to happen. I'm sorry, Byron, but you're there, you're in 5th, and I really don't know how it's happened, but somehow you've made it there, and I'm impressed by that. And so if I would pick you and you won the championship, I guess I'd be impressed even more. So my 2 is going to have to go down to that 6th and 7th position drivers, PJ Popham and Kyle Wall. PJ Popham, I've been high on quite a bit lately. He's done well. He's been running up front a lot. Hasn't been able to get the win, but he's been strong. Do I think that continues? Yes, I think the more experience he gets in this series, he's going to be better and better. Kyle Wellman, on the other hand, is a driver that was very, very good last season. This season, he's had up and down moments. Can he spin that where he has more up moments throughout this playoffs? Man. Then you got Nick DeLucia. That is last year's champion. I could pick him, and he would be a repeat. I think it's really hard to repeat championships, so I'm not gonna pick him. So my 2 is gonna go between 6 and 7, and I'm going to go with Kyle Wellman. I'm gonna ride with Kyle Wellman here, and actually, I would have to go back and look at it, but I think last year I picked Kyle Wellman as a champion in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series Season 1. But I'm going to go with Kyle Wellman there. He's going to be champion in Tarmac, and he's going to pick me up 3 extra bonus points. Definitely need it. I definitely need it.
Well, I mean, good pick, Ryan. And I know we came into this and I said that you were really bad at picking drivers since you picked Benworth to win the championship. I just told you Kyle was probably not even going to make the round of 8. So, yes, you picked the right driver.
Yeah.
You're always right, Chris, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. All right, so let's get to our picks. 3rd pick is up there, and it is ready for Chris Miller to...
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's ready for Chris Miller to flip that card over, but...
No. Our
Patrick,
guest gets to pick first.
yes, Patrick, who do you think he has here at Texas?
So are you not going to ask for Derek's picks? Doesn't he get to pick? We usually let our guest pick.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Not pick Chris. Have your picks, Derek.
Yeah.
Who do you
Derek.
think you're going to finish 3rd, 2nd, or
Yeah.
1st?
I have it 3rd. I have Kyle Wellman finishing 3rd. I think he has a pretty solid race. I think he leads some laps, but I think he I think he burns his tires up at the end and falls off a little bit. But yeah, I have Kyle Wellman at third.
Chris?
I have. Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, we do 3, and then we do second, and then we do first. So
All
now
right, so
we got to. We
now-
have to choose who
Yeah.
Chris picked for
So,
third here.
so yeah, Patrick, who do you think Chris got here?
I think he's going to go with the Rat Bastard here. I think he's going to go with Timmy Lewis, third place.
Okay.
Who do you think, Derek? Who do you think he's got?
I think he has Paul Fly in third place.
The Rat
Both
Bastard.
good picks. Both good picks. I mean, I've been sitting here bashing on Ben Wirt with Ryan picking him for the championship. But I
Sure.
actually picked Ben Wirt to finish third here. Ben has been running very strong. He's to the point now he doesn't have to worry about the playoffs. We've ran at Texas before, not in the truck series, but in other series. Ben has shown the ability to run Texas. He's been good here every time we've ran it. I think he'll come home third and continue his top 3 streak.
Good pick.
Yeah, good pick, Chris.
All
All right. Patrick, got us queued up here for that third spot. Chris, what's he thinking?
I think he's going Johnny Evans here. He's got to have Johnny in the top 3 a couple times here because he takes him as his champion. So
Derek?
Derek?
I think he's got Hunter Lagoons in third. I think that's a pretty solid pick for a third place here at Texas.
And Derek would be right. I took Hunter Lagoons here. I don't think he's going to win here. I think there's some other drivers that are going to be better than him. But we said it earlier in the broadcast, right? How can you not pick him in the top 3 in the way his season he's having, right? So yeah, I think he at least gets a top 3 here.
Okay. All right. I am ready to pick here for the third spot, and I wish I would go back on some videos and find out how many times Patrick Day has actually got things right. At least picked one of us right. I mean, he just seems to do it. Can he do it here? What do I got here, guys? What do I got?
Well, it depends on what you're thinking, man. You know what your brain works. Okay, I'm 4 points behind them. I can't pick the ones they're going to pick, so I'm going to have to pick some oddballs here, right? So, I don't know. You were high on him when you were talking about championship. I'm going to say you're going to pick Kyle Wellman here in third place.
okay. I say Derek. You got Derek on the show. You're taking Derek.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I think, and I'm throwing out a wild card here, but I think he picked Sean Smith.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think just the evidence.
Sean did win
shows that
Kansas, right? Was
he
it
won
Kansas that got him
Kansas.
his way? Yeah.
He won Kansas. He's pretty good around mile and a half, so I think he picked Sean.
Okay. Well, guys, you're all wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. So you didn't get it right, but I wish you would have, because I talked about him a little bit more, and I continue to have him inside my top 3. This is probably 3 weeks straight that I put PJ Popham inside my top 3, and so the 2 of PJ Popham is going to be third place for me tonight. We'll see.
I was
how
going
he
back and
plays
forth
out.
between those two, Kyle or PJ, and I'm like, That's
Yeah,
funny.
I thought he was going to pick him to win.
No. I had someone better for that. Maybe you, Derek.
Yeah,
Maybe,
right.
yeah, this is when it would happen. When you don't need it.
It would, so I'd go out and lead 200 laps, and it wouldn't matter.
I won, but it
That'd be
don't
quite
matter.
that would be a heck of a feat considering
have
we're only
the-
doing 134.
You'd have the best post-race interview of your life.
Yeah, I bet. All right. Second place, Derek. What do you got?
In second, I have Hunter Lagoons.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I think
good
he-
pick.
I think he keeps rolling his momentum after Darlington. So
Okay. Good deal. It's not you can't not picked Hunter Lagoons inside your top 3, even though I do quite often.
It shows. No.
You're right about that. You're right about that. All right. Chris has us ready for that number 2 spot. And Patrick, what's he got?
Hey, I think he's going to pick like Derek. I think he's picking Hunter Lagoons here.
Okay. Derek, what do you think?
I think he's got Kyle Wellman. If I was a betting man, I'd bet on Kyle Wellman.
Steve Miller.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little hint. Hunter's not even in my top 3.
Wow.
But it was really tough not to put Hunter in my top 3. He was actually on. I mean, I almost put him 3rd.
Yeah.
I put Patrick here. I think Patrick will run this fine. I think. I mean, you worry me a little bit when you were talking earlier about you're just going to be cautious.
I'm always cautious, Chris.
Yeah, I know. But you're up there in the points lead, and they're maybe not going to push the issue too much, just so you don't lose too many points there if something did happen. But I think you're going to have some good stellar finishes here to the finish and second tonight.
Appreciate it.
All right. Chris, what does Patrick have here in his number 2 spot? Did he potentially take Chris Miller here?
I doubt he took Chris Miller here unless he's trying to fail. Yeah, who did he take here? I think he's got Nick Galusha here.
That's a good pick, but I think I said it earlier. I mean, this can be a good track for him. It's going to take a little bit of tire saving, so I don't know. We'll see. But no, I didn't pick Nick here. Actually, sorry, Derek. I talked before you, so go ahead and make your pick. Yeah.
No worries. I really want to go out on a limb here, and I really want to say Byron Gay is who he picked.
Wow. No, not Byron either. Yeah, Byron's been running really well this season, but I haven't been comfortable enough to pick him in the top 3, right? So, or did I at Watkins? I can't remember if I didn't at Watkins. I didn't check him in the top 3.
We all know Byron.
Yeah, yeah.
Byron loves to get off a strategy from all of us in the same
He does
on the same team, and I tell him every week, I'm like, Byron, quit doing that. You're gonna win the race, and he just won't listen to us.
No, I went Kyle Wellman here. He does well at these 1.5 miles as far as saving tires. I think he won Charlotte last season, if I remember right. So it's going to be a very similar track, similar race. So I think he's going to do well here.
Good pick. All right, guys. Number 2 spot for me. What do I got here? Can Patrick Day figure it out?
I'm going to keep saying Hunter Lagoons because I would hope you have him in your top 3 somewhere, right? I get one of them right. We'll see what you're thinking, though. Hunter Lagoons is my pick for you.
Okay.
I'm going to say Kyle Wellman because I'm hoping that he has Kyle in his top 3 if he's going to pick him as his champion.
Well, the thing is, I didn't know about this coming into this.
Oh,
yeah.
I know. But you had 5 choices of drivers, so you got to have them up here.
It's true. It's true. Derek?
I think he picked Nick Galusha. I think Nick's got some momentum right now, and I think Ryan sees that, and I think that's why he picked him.
Man, out of all people, I thought that Derek, you would have gotten this one right, but you didn't. So
no!
I should just change the pick, really.
Oh no!
I really should. It's not you, Derek. It's not. Really.
Thank God. Thank God.
But it is Brent Butler. I do have him up there at 76. I have Brent Butler there. I think he's going to have a good race here. Just comes up just a little bit short in the 76 machine. So Brent Butler is going to have a good night, and maybe he does get inside top 4. We'll see. All right. Number 1 pick here at Texas. Derek, you got us. What do you got?
My pick to win the race, and I think it's going to be I think it's a pretty obvious pick. I think it's Patrick Day.
Yay.
It's all going to come down to tires, and we got the tire saving king in right now. So I think he gets it done.
I appreciate that.
All right. Chris got us ready for that number one pick. He thinks he's got it right. Patrick, what's he think?
Man, has he been? I don't know what he's thinking. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say Hunter Lagoons. You got to have him as top 3, right? So we'll see.
Okay. Derek, what do you think?
I really want to say Hunter Lagoons too, but I don't think Chris would do that. I think he picked Johnny Evans. I think that's who Chris picked.
Good pick. No, we've only ran here a couple times outside of the truck series, but this guy's done well then too. And I think, Derek, you already mentioned it right here in this segment. He's hot right now. He actually took 2 zeros. Is Nick Galusha. So I think Nick Galusha is going to surprise some people tonight. He's gonna come home with the victory. He's going to wrap himself up into the round of 8 right after tonight and say, hey, no more worrying about falling out of that top 12 where he's got his name here in red, or top 8. So expect him to be in victory lane.
Okay.
Pick.
Wow. That's a good
Interesting.
pick, yeah.
It's an interesting pick because if he does win, man, what a
That
storyline.
600 went,
Yeah.
went down a lot.
What a storyline too. I mean, last year's champion puts a big push early in on the playoffs. Man,
yeah,
that'd be interesting. All right, Patrick, you got us queued up there for your number one pick. Chris, what is he thinking?
Oh, man. I think he's got to have Johnny Evans here.
There.
This is tough. I mean, I would have, if it was me, I was thinking he was going to take Kyle or Hunter, but he's already got them picked, so I really think he's going to say Timmy Lewis.
You're right. You are right.
Timmy Lewis is going to win. He's been strong at this track. We did this track in the summer series getting ready for this. He won that race. He does well at the 1.5 miles. So, yeah, I see Timmy Lewis bringing this one out.
Wow.
Good pick, Derek.
Derek's very good at picking. Maybe I should have picked Brent Butler to win the championship.
I race with these guys, so I know their tendencies. I know what they're going to do. I know how they're going to run. It's just all that goes well.
Yeah.
Usually they're pretty solid.
Oh, crazy. He's a good picker. All right, guys. My number one pick here at Texas. Who do I have? Patrick, Chris, Derek, what do you think?
Well,
Lots on the line for Patrick because I don't think he's picked anything right yet in this one.
I
right?
haven't picked anything.
Your
right
streak
yet, no.
is riding right here.
It's not every week, right?
Just about.
Yeah, we'll say that. Wow. I think you've seen him run strong at some of these 1.5 miles. I think you think he's due. I'm going to say Kyle Woman here in first place for you.
Okay.
Well, I got to say, just because I never really truly know when you make your picks, you can see ours. So the only name I don't see up here in this group of names that you could earn points from is Johnny Evans. You could really earn points from up here in the top 3, top 4, top 5. So I think you got Johnny there.
You are right. I do see your picks and everything, but you see who's in last right now.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, what do you think?
I think you're riding the Kyle Wellman train really hard. So I think you picked Kyle Wellman.
Man, I thought you had it. Derek. Man, come on. You normally always pick these right. You picked
Byron, I swear.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. No. Who I picked here to win tonight,
at Texas and continue his dominance. It's going to be that 24 Patrick Day. He's going to get it done. I agree with you, Derek, there. I think Patrick's got the truck to beat tonight, and I think 24 finds victory lane. And I think we do see somewhat of a long green flag run. It's been something that we've starting to see in this series, and it's nice to see. And I think it's very nice for Patrick Day to see it, as he's came out on top a couple times here. And so I got the 24 Patrick Day there in the number one spots.
Well, you should have known after I picked wrong your third and second picks that I was definitely going to get your number one pick wrong, because what don't I do, Ryan?
No, that's why I said you was going to get it wrong. So, all right, guys, it is time to go green flag racing at Texas Motor Speedway. Guys, it's green flag time. We'll see you on the track.
See you guys on the track.
Rookie or veteran, no matter how long you've been coming to this event, there are butterflies. There have to be.
The biggest race of your career, one of the biggest races in the world. I guarantee you there's a lot of butterflies.
The white flag in the Daytona 500. It's time to get busy. Horrific crash on the final lap of the Daytona 500. Hell yeah! Second time, the Daytona 500 goes to Jimmy Johnson. God almighty, you didn't win the 500.
Kurt Busch. Denny Hamlin wins his second Daytona 500 in Louisiana. Coach Gibbs.
Good evening, race fans, to Texas Motor Speedway for round number 1 of the playoffs. This is the round of 12, and these guys are going to do battle out here. Qualifying just concluded, and we're excited to get this one underway. And this one is brought to you by John Bedlam Heating and Cooling. Round run, race 1. We've got 3 of them coming up, and only 8 drivers will advance to the final, or the top 8, where then they will do battle to try to get to the final 4, where we will crown a champion at none other than Phoenix. There's no better place to finish it off than at Phoenix. But right now, we start ourselves right here at Texas Motor Speedway, and should be a fun, interesting race. There's some really good drivers in this round of 12. PJ Popham, one of them. Hunter Lagoons right there. You can see those 2 trucks there on pit road, the number 2 and the number 27. You look at the playoffs, and we try to kind of abbreviate some of the names over there on your tower, and you can see it there, PJ Popham, and then the P. That shows that they are in the playoffs. So we'll keep an eye on these drivers as the race goes on. So there you go. You got Austin Palmer put down a really quick lap, and he actually did a really quick lap in practice last night. And final practice, he was pretty quick, and here in qualifying, super quick. And he is on the pole. PJ Popham there in the 2nd position, and Hunter Lagoons is going to be 3rd. 4th will be Frank Klein, and then 5th will be Timmy Lewis. Timmy Lewis is a 2-time winner and is in the playoffs. Can't see that there, but then you got Ryan Palmer. He qualifies here into 6th. He's in the playoffs. Nick Galusha is 7th. He is in the playoffs. And Sean Smith, the 77, he's in the playoffs. He is starting in the 8th position. 9th, Byron Gay, he's in the playoffs. And Paul Fly, he's in the playoffs. That rounds out the top 10. From there, you got Daniel Quigley in the 18th. He will grid up in the 11th spot. 12th will be the 76 of Brent Butler. He's in the playoffs. 13th will be Michael Timmerman, the 17. And then Colin Peterson in the 13th. He will be 14th. Rolling out in the 15th spot, Johnny Evans. He is in the playoffs. Chris Miller will be 16th. 17th will be Paul Negus. 18th will be Bobby Smith. 19th will be Patrick Day, a two-time winner and in the playoffs. Grant Clark, his teammate, right behind him. Then Steve Miller, Derek Rothling, and Logan Coe will round out the trucks. We got 23 trucks ready to do battle here at Texas. So it's going to be an interesting race. We got several drivers here that could potentially looking to try to get a big-time win and get themselves into the round of 8. But several laps to decide that. Let's get an opportunity to dial up Brent Butler here. Brent Butler, he makes it in on points. Brent, rolling off here in your first round of the playoffs, round of 12. What is your game plan tonight here at Texas?
I'm just going to ride pretty easy here at the beginning, hopefully, and then see how this race is going to go, whether it's going to be a lot of yellows or pit strategy that comes into effect, and then try to play it out from there.
We talked in the Countdown to Green show, and Patrick Day kind of highlighted that he wasn't too eager to get up front and contend for a win, that he is okay even finishing in the top 5. What is your mindset in that?
I'd say it's along the same lines as those. Definitely, I would say even if I could get out here, top 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there, I'd be happy with it. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
That was Brent Butler in the 76 machine. Another driver that made the playoffs and is currently 5th in the points is Byron Gay in the 11 machine. Byron, your thoughts on tonight and where you're going to play this out? Are you going to be pretty cautious, or are you going to the front pretty early?
We got some plans here to play safe for a while and just see how this race develops. We don't know if it's going to go green. We don't know if we're going to see cautions. We're unsure with, the drivability of this track and the guys around us. So we're just going to play it how it comes and just see what happens.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the 11 machine. Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, that was Byron Gay in the 11, keeping it easy out there. That's the plan for him. We already heard from Patrick Day and his idea of what he plans on doing, and so we take a look at Johnny Evans here. He's in the playoffs, saying, Johnny, what's your plans here? You going to the front early, or are you going to take it safe early on in this one?
I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. I have no laps at this track, so.
Okay, well, nothing better than that. Good luck. We'll keep an eye on Johnny Evans tonight. Go get him.
Thank you.
Johnny Evans, man of a few words for sure. He's going to try to go after something here. We'll see what he is able to do. We got the 94 of Paul Fly trying to find himself a championship. What's your plan tonight? We going to the front early, or are we going to be cautious out there?
That's a great question. We'll see what happens. We haven't made it past about lap 20 in about 5 weeks. So the goal is to kind of ride and see how things shake out, and hopefully we can make it past 50 and see ourselves in the end.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on that 94. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we are getting set to go green flag racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. First time for the Tarmac Esports Truck Series to be here, and so some of these guys not real sure what we'll see as we get ready to go green flag here momentarily. 23 trucks make up the field. You got your top 12 in the round of 12. Where will they stack up tonight? We'll see as the iRacing pace car has dipped off, and we are ready to go green flag racing in the round of 12 playoffs. We got a truck around in the back there. That looks like, it's hard to tell from here, but it kind of maybe looked like Patrick Day maybe going around. And And that is indeed what happened. Patrick Day around early on this one. Wow. We wonder if there was some help there. We'll take a look at what happened to the 24 early in this one. Just gets loose there. Rare sighting there for the 24. One more look at it here. The truck just gets loose right there in turn one. Straight up into the outside wall. Around goes the 24. He's going to have to do some repairs to that truck. And early in on this one, the 24, a two-time winner in the series, having some issues here. So we're under caution for the first time today. We will get a commercial break in. We'll be right back here at Texas Motor Speedway in just a few moments.
When it comes to heating and cooling, at John Betlam, we promise to take the utmost care. We'll make sure your repair's done right and any new installation is perfect. It's how we've done business since 1941. Our customers, you, are our priority. And when you need us, we're ready to help. It's our promise. So that's why there's something important that you should know. Did you know there are 2 heating and cooling companies here in Rochester that share a similar name? Betlam. And that's confusing. So make sure when you search for us online, you look for John Betlam. It's easy to confuse, so whenever you need us, be sure to search for and call John Betlam. Because it's my grandfather, John Betlam, who taught us to work hard, do a great job, and take care of all of our customers. And of course, there's only one phone number you'll ever need to remember.
Call 271-8888. John Betlam Heating and Cooling.
All right, welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway for the round of 12. This is round 1, race 1. We've got 3 to decide who your top 8 is, and we are under caution for the first time today. A 2-time winner in this series goes around on his own on the very first turn. Patrick Day involved in a single car accident. He's getting repairs done to that truck, and he will tag to the end of the longest line, 23 trucks today in the field. Austin Palmer, Hunter Lagoons on your front row right now. PJ Popham, Timmy Lewis in the second row. In that third row, Nick Galusha and Frank Klein. Nick Galusha, last year's season champion in the 20 machine. He's trying to go a repeat, and he's got a ways to go with this one. It's the first time that we've had the playoffs in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Last season we did not do this, so a little bit different format for these drivers and a little more competitiveness with the playoffs. Got Austin Palmer that will get us going here. He is your race leader, and he'll have the command in the Geico restart zone. If we are under green flag conditions, you're looking at around a pit window of around 50, 51 laps. If they make it that far, depends how they use their tires, that kind of thing. But as far as fuel goes, it's about where you're looking at. So we're going to try to get ourselves green flag once again. The iRacing pace car lights are out, and it's on the command at 23 of Austin Palmer.
Green flag, green flag.
So back underway here, and Austin Palmer going to jump out to the early lead with Hunter Lagoons going to follow suit. You got PJ Popham there in third. Hunter Lagoons and PJ Popham and Timmy Lewis are 3 drivers that are in the playoffs. So you circle those 3, and Nick Galusha. I guess those 4 drivers right there are in the playoffs. Ryan Palmer back there too. 5 drivers in the playoffs inside the top 6. See the 2 of TJ Popham going to the high side there. Timmy Lewis looks to the inside. He's got a run on the 2. Patrick Day talked highly of the 41, said that he races very well here at Texas, as Nick Galusha has blinked off the screen. This is the only bad thing about iRacing, is that if that happens, there he comes back on, and luckily he comes back on and no one's in that area, and so we're all good. Nick Galusha, we'll have to keep an eye on that as he blinks out again, and that could be a bad sign for him if that continues and ends up getting removed from the race. Ryan Palmer down below him. A lot of people writing off Ryan Palmer early, saying that him and Sean Smith will be 2 drivers that will not make the round of 8. A lot of people writing them 2 off, and here Ryan Palmer is currently running 5th. Battling for 5th, I should say, currently in the 6th position. Austin Palmer up front still, leading, and has led from the drop of the green flag. Another playoff driver back here, Byron Gay, is kind of buying his time back here in the 9th position, and right in front of him, Paul Fly, also buying time right now. So we've got a long one, 134 laps around here. No need to push the issue. Sean Smith in the playoffs, currently running in the 12th position. So right now, the guy that's in the biggest issues right now, of course, it's only 10 laps in, but that's going to be one that had an incident early in this race. You can still see that he has not got that truck fully repaired, and the 24 is off the pace right now, about 17 seconds off the pace. So he's in a world of hurting right now for the 24. He could probably use a couple cautions. That's what he's hoping for. You see a lead change while we was talking about Patrick Day, the 27 able to get around the 23 on the inside. So move that 27 up to lead a lap here in the playoffs. Timmy Lewis hot on the heels of Austin Palmer now. Austin Palmer able to jump out early, and we talked in the Countdown to Green session that this track could use and abuse the tires. So how are you going to save the tires is going to be a top priority. Nick Galusha underneath Ryan Palmer. This is the battle for 5th. They've been back and forth at each other. And Nick Galusha disappears once again. He'll probably come back on the track somewhere. There he is. Timmy Lewis. PJ Popham. Popham running the higher lane here. Right on board with the 2 machine here. You can see there the 41 able to get around the 23. It was close corridors there. Was able to get around him. 41 up top a little bit. As you can see, they're starting to close in on Patrick Day. This is Hunter Lagoons about to put Patrick Day a lap down, and Patrick Day will go 1 lap down in this one. Timmy Lewis to the front. Able to make that pass, get around the 27 to Hunter Lagoons. Hunter Lagoons with a good crossover move here. He's going to try to go back to the bottom side. 2's going to kind of try to go with him here. Put a blanket around these guys. They're battling pretty hard here for the race lead, 15 laps in. 41 able to clear the 27 now. So move the 41 out to the top position. Several of the guys on the countdown to green also wrote off that 2 machine, said that he would not make the playoffs. Right now, looking really strong here early in on this race here at Texas. Money is on the line for your champion in this one. $250, I believe, is the prize for that. And so these guys are not just racing for the title of the Tarmac Esports Truck Series champion, but also some hard cash. That's a good battle there for the race lead. It's still going on with Hunter Lagoons and Timmy Lewis. Timmy Lewis to the top side. Hunter Lagoons keeps getting a run on him. So there is a couple races on back into the pack, but this is the one up here. Here now the 2 of PJ Pop. I'm going to look to the inside of Hunter Lagoons. He is going to be able to clear Hunter Lagoons. Now the 2 is going to try to search for the race lead and has not led the race yet. He would like to get up there and lead a couple laps here. Paul Fly starting to come into the picture now. He's right behind Nick DeLucia, the 76 also of Brent Butler. These guys are all kind of right there with each other. 2 gets a little loose down there on the bottom side. Maybe touch the line just a little bit and upset that truck. But he holds back up, loses about a car length off of the 41, and he'll try to bring that back up. These guys will start to find out the harder that you start to run these trucks, the more you wear out those tires. And when you start to do that, these trucks get wicked loose throughout both ends of this raceway. PJ Popham now trying to look to the outside. .41 still leading the way here. PJ Popham looking for the race lead to the inside of the 41. To try to lead his first lap today, and looks like he's going to hold him off there at the line. He will. 41 will lead the 2 will lead his first lap of the day and pick up a valuable bonus point. Got Paul Fly looking to the inside of Brenton Butler here. And you got Nick DeLucia looking to the inside of Ryan Palmer. 94 not able to get around the 76 just yet, but he's been creeping back there. Right here at the back of this 8-car breakaway, and caution flag flies. We got the 41 around. The 41 is around. And we'll have to see what happened there. We just got off the leaders, was looking back at the 7th and 8th position, and around goes Timmy Lewis. Did he have some help? Let's take a look. Oh, 41 just got up too high. A rare mistake by Timmy Lewis. Gets up too high on the 2. The 41 goes into the wall. So 2 of our big-time heavy favorites in the playoffs, they've won 2 in this one. The 41 of Timmy Lewis and the 24 of Patrick Day, both making mistakes in this, and not something that we're used to seeing out of the 41 or the 24. They were heavy favorites to make the round of 8, and they still can. But wow, they're having some big-time problems early in this one. The guys will go down pit road here, and let's see how this one shakes out. I'd say the 2's got a little bit of damage there. Truck looks clean, but I'd say he's got a little bit of cosmetic damage they may want to fix on that truck early in this race. We'll see how he decides to do that, if he'll come out in the lead or if Hunter Lagoons will. On the right side, left side, down they go, and yes, it does look like the 2 is going to get those repairs done. Probably a smart decision there. And there it is. You can see the left front was just pushed in just a little bit, and he has to get repairs done, and now he'll come out in the 15th spot from the race lead to 15th after some damage with that involved Timmy Lewis getting up too high, and we're under a caution for the second time today. We'll be right back here at Texas Motor Speedway in just a minute.
In a world where being at your peak is everything, one gas station dares to fuel more than just your car. This summer, don't just fill your gas tank, fuel your peak potential.
Hi, Cheryl. What got into you?
Download the Sunoco app today. Fuel up, save up, and fuel your best.
All right, welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. We're about to go green flag once again. We are under the caution for the second time today. This one involving Timmy Lewis getting up into the outside of PJ Popham, and both have to make repairs, so they are no longer inside the top 5. And this one is brought to you by John Betlam Heating and Cooling. Give them a call at 271-8888. Also, Game Day Rally Gear. Check them out at GameDayRallyGear.com. Thank you to all of you that are tuning in over on the YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, if you are not following us, make sure that you do that so you can keep up to date on all of the playoffs that go on this season. About to go green flag. The iRacing pace car lights are out. The 27 of Hunter Lagoons is your race leader, and he will have to fire off in the Geico restart zone. 23 has been fast on some fresh tires. Keep an eye on the 23 and see what he can do here on this restart. You got the Ryan Palmer inside the top 5 now. He is currently in the 4th position. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Hunter Lagoons looks like he just shot out of a cannon there and opens up about a 4 or 5 car length off of Alston Palmer. And then you got Nick Galusha back here in the 3rd position, the 20 machine, coming alive in the playoffs. Ryan Palmer runs in the 4th position right now. Paul Fly runs 5th, and then in the 6th position is Byron Gay. Take a look at the biggest movers in this race. There's what it looks like. Johnny Evans there. Up into the 7th position. He's moved up 8 spots in this race. Big losers, PJ Popham, Timmy Lewis, and also Patrick Day back there. Didn't start well. Single car wreck. Gets himself 1 lap down. He's going to have to try to fight back in this one. We're gonna have a race for the lead here. Galusha down on the bottom,
All right,
citing
man, caution is out.
caution.
Caution is
Flag
out.
flies out in the speedway as we just were about to say that. Not entirely sure what the caution was for. We'll take a gander to yellow flag and see if we can. There it is. Come back here, you got the 41. Having some more problems. Goes around. One more look. Oof. Couple guys got lucky there. We're going to try to attempt to get an onboard camera of Chris Miller here. Woo! Close one there. All right, so Timmy Lewis having some more issues in this one. So, those that's high in the points. So we take a look at the points here. There it is. Patrick Day, Hunter Lagoons, Timmy Lewis. Patrick Day and Timmy Lewis not having a great start in this one. Having some big time issues. So wow, will this really shake up the playoffs after this one if they do not rebound from the incidents that they have? Of course, Hunter Lagoons still in a pretty good spot right now as he is leading his thing out front. The 27 looking mighty good right now. $32 laps down of 134 laps, almost under the 100 mark. And we will be once we get back to green flag here. You can see Patrick Day is exiting pit. He is still trying to get that truck repaired. And you look at the front of that truck, and it's looking mighty fine. Looking a lot better, looking a lot cleaner. Still a little bit of dent there on the front right. So you still got a little bit of damage right there, it looks like. You can see that nose just barely caved in on the right, so he's got still a little bit of more work to do on that 24. But he's got plenty of time to do it. So Patrick Day involved in a single car spin on his own on lap 1, turn 1. Alright, so the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. That does mean we are going green flag racing in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. One more time. See how much longer we can go on a green flag run. 27, been pretty strong. Hunter Lagoons won our last race before the holidays at Darlington. So finally got the monkey off his back, got the win. He's been consistently inside the top 5. And definitely one of those guys that is a big-time threat to win the championship if all things play out right for him. He continues to race the way he is. He is a big-time threat.
Green flag, green flag.
And Hunter Lagoons, 27, leading the way. Austin Palmer looking really good in this race too. He's been fast up there. He's led a couple laps. Nick Galusha in the third position. Ryan Palmer runs in the fourth position. So out of your top 5, all of them is playoff contenders except for Austin Palmer in the 23. Austin Palmer, definitely one of those guys that could have been in the playoffs, had a fast enough truck. We've been up here. We've seen him normally inside the top 5. Just hasn't been able to get the finish out of these races. He's been up there, just not there at the end when it mattered most. Nick Galusha looking underneath. Not quite able to get there as opens up the door for Paul Fly to try to get underneath Ryan Palmer. Evans and Byron Gay going at it here for the 6th position. And this is a cluster right here. Inside the top 5, these guys are really battling hard. Side-by-side racing here. A lot of playoff boys up here. Pretty much everybody inside the top 10 except for Austin Palmer are playoff drivers. One driver out of the top 10 right now is not a playoff driver, and that is Austin Palmer running in the 2nd position. Everybody else is racing for the playoffs. Nick Galusha bounces back out. Nick Galusha, Ryan Palmer now going for the lead here. He is trying to race his brother really hard here. The Austin Palmer and Ryan Palmer going side by side with each other. Austin's trying to get the lead on the outside. We have not seen that happen yet today, and Austin's trying to make that happen. Here comes Sean Smith as well. Sean Smith into the picture. He's in the 8th position right behind Johnny Evans. Real good battle with these guys. These trucks are all right to do this early in the run, but as they start to get loose, it's a little bit harder to race this way, and so I'm guessing they're probably thinking might as well go ahead and go at it, as Austin Palmer has gotten your race lead. Ryan Palmer would love to be able to get a lap lead here and get that crucial bonus point. It's Austin Palmer and Ryan Palmer. The Palmers are 1-2 right now. Brothers. And Nick Galusha running 3rd. Ryan Palmer. It looks like he's running that truck pretty hard. Austin Palmer, definitely a really good truck driver. He's got a lot of speed behind that thing. He is a good driver. Just was not able to put the races together to get inside the top 12. Just missed it in points. And here he is leading this one in the playoffs, not being a playoff driver. And his brother going to look to the inside and able to clear him. Looked like Austin was going to try to pinch him down there. And Ryan Palmer to the point. And Ryan Palmer's going to lead a lap here at Texas and get that crucial bonus point. So the 10 of Ryan Palmer to the point. Keep an eye on the PJ Popham. You know, he had to go in and get repairs done after the 41 got up into the inside of him. And so the 2 is back on the move. Looking underneath Evans. And he'll clear Evans pretty easy there. And Evans comes down on the track about in front of Brent Butler there. Brent Butler had to get off the throttle, and if he didn't, he would have ran over the 14. Not sure what the 14's seen there. Now you're starting to see things single out, and that's where these tires start to wear, and you see the difference. You know, you don't got that too wide racing, and you see Austin Palmer scrape the wall just a little bit there. Hunter Lagoons getting underneath Nick Galusha, and there you go, Austin Palmer back to the point. Ryan Palmer washes up in turn one. Ryan Palmer going to lose a couple spots here. Timmy Lewis able to get around the two of PJ Popham. The 41 is trying to get back up front quickly. Reports at the 24 camp. He's back up into the 21st position. And a good thing for him is he's keeping pace back here. A little bit of damage here on that right front as we spoke earlier. But he's able to keep pace right now, and that's what's crucial. Not being able to go a lap down is big time. It's a good run by Sean Smith right now. I mean, he's running right there in the 8th position. PJ Popham looking like he's going to get underneath him, but 76 running well early in this one. As with all of the playoff drivers, really, are running pretty well. Furthest down will be the 24 of Patrick Day, which, again, don't get excited about that, as he'll be back. See, Hunter Lagoons dropped off the pace just a little bit there, but now you can see him coming back alive. So, again, we talked that tires going to be a big factor in this. Take a look at Brent Butler back here. Oh, and we got a truck around. As we was about to go back to Brent Butler, he was making moves. Caution flag flies out on the speedway. We'll have to check and see what happened there. Sean Smith was one that went around. That is another playoff truck driver. Interesting that all of our cautions so far, the 3 cautions that we've had, have been involved in the playoff drivers. I believe Derek Rothling actually said that we would probably see that. The gloves would come off, and that's exactly what we're starting to see. Let's take a look at the caution here with like it happened before iRacing was going to give us the information. Let's see if we can get that pulled up for you here. Looks like the 77 just came down. Take another look at that and see again, one more look. Here it is. No, look like the 76 got up. 76 got up too high and then got into the 77. My apologies to the 77 crew and those fans, as it was actually Brent Butler causing that accident in the 76. So we're back under caution again. We did have some takers go down for pit stop, but we also had some that decided that they were going to stay out. And so Timmy Lewis stays out to try to get his track position back. We've seen that tires have meant a lot. So I don't know. We'll have to see if this plays out. We'll look at the pit lap. So there you go. You got everybody else besides the pit, except for Timmy Lewis. Timmy hits on lap 31, and everybody else is on fresh tires. This probably is not going to pan out too well for the 41. I mean, that is 19 lap older tires, and man, these tires wear so much around Texas that you imagine that that's just not going to be the right move. And especially if we have a long green flag run. I'm saying Timmy's probably hoping that we get a quick caution here within 10 laps or so, and he benefits from it. But I don't even know if 10 laps is going to help. We've seen at final practice that tires was so important here. So we'll see. 41 has the command. We'll see if he can hold off the rest of these guys that have fresher tires. Jimmy Lewis, Austin Palmer, Hunter Lagoons, Paul Fly, Byron Gay, Johnny Evans, Nick Galusha, Brent Butler, PJ Popham. Those are all drivers that's in the playoffs other than the 23.
Green, green, green.
The 27 is going to just blow by the 41. And as will the 23. They'll go by pretty easy. '94, Paul Fly going to get around Timmy Lewis. Timmy Lewis is going to drop pretty quick, and you can see it here. And he just goes to the top side to kind of probably let these guys by. Maybe he realized, you know what, that was a bad decision on my part. And to Byron Gay, Nick Galusha, it's going to be 3 wide going into 3. Nick Galusha comes off the throttle to give Byron the position. Move Byron up into the 4th position. Good cluster on back here. Brent Butler, Derek Roffling, and Johnny Evans. Patrick Day up into the 14th position now, the highest that he's been all day. 41 is having some troubles holding on to that thing. 41 finding out that that was not the right move, as he is dropping fast. And if this thing goes green flag for a long time, it's really going to be hurting. See Hunter Lagoons underneath the 94 on the outside, trying to make a pass to the outside. You start to see the 11 of Byron Gay getting in here into the action. Inside the top 4. Paul Fly going to make that move on the outside, and he will complete that pass. So move Paul Fly up to 2nd. Biggest mover in this race, actually, in this so far is Derek Roffling. He is in the 7th position. He's up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. You see the 11 gives this position to Nick Galusha. No fighting going on right now. easy come. You are faster than me, I'm going to let you go by. And that is very, very smart racing. And that could be why Byron Gay has had the success that he's had so far this season. Give and take. Know when to go, when not to go. And right now, it's not the time to go. If somebody else is faster, you let him go. As he got in on points and is in 5th in the points standings. So that's a testament. He's one of those drivers that didn't get a win in the series and got in points and is the highest in points without a win. Single file on back through here. Ryan Palmer running 8th. Brent Butler there in the 9th position. And then there he is, the 24 of Patrick Day, 2-time winner in the series. Had an incident early in this race. A single car spin. Got himself a lap down. Had to repair that truck. And now he is back at it. 60 laps into this race. Just almost to the halfway mark. And he's back to where he needs to be. Derek Rothling making a move on Johnny Evans. Move Derek Rothling up to the 6th position. Evans will try to race hard on the outside. Byron Gay. He's got actually Nick Galusha that keeps blinking out in front of him. We'll hold right here to see if Nick Galusha falls back onto the track. Because as of right now, he is not. And we've seen this all race long. He's been flickering in and out, in and out. And there he pops back onto the track behind Byron Gay. That continues to happen. A lot of times you get completely disconnected from iRacing if it doesn't come back on. And if that happens, well, that could ruin a chance to make the round of 8 just for that simple fact, just having a bad internet connection. A lot of drivers on the East Coast dealing with a big-time snowstorm, and that could be hindering some people's internet services. As we talk, Paul Fly goes to the point. Paul Fly is going to lead a lap here and get that extra bonus point. Derek Rothling able to get around Nick Galusha. Rothling up inside the top 5 now. Next big battle back here, the 14, the 10, and the 24 of Patrick Day. So they'll both get round evens here. That's the 10 and the 24. What a highlight there on Timmy Lewis not deciding to pit. You can see where he's at. All by himself in the 18th position, falling way off the pace. Learn a lesson there. Fire your pit crew or your crew chief. Made the wrong call there to not come down pit road, and it cost him big time. Our Lagoon's really pressuring the 23. Ryan Palmer able to get around Nick Galusha. Nick Galusha getting a little loose there on 4. He holds on to it. Scary moments right there. And he gets loose again through the tri-oval. Hold on to that thing, the 20. 3 wide there. Just about 3 wide with Brent Butler. As they will calm down there for just a few minutes. Here comes the 24 to the inside of Ryan Palmer. So move the 24 up to the 6th position. So we take a look. This is where your playoff guys are running right now. Paul Fly is leading the race. You got Hunter Lagoons is third, and as we say that, we do have a caution flag out in the speedway. Fourth caution flag of the day. It's going to be Bobby Smith involved in the accident. Take a look at it. It's loose, and that truck about went airborne. Comes back across track. Let's take a look at Chris Miller here as things was happening in front of him. You're right across his nose there. See if we have an inboard camera on Chris Miller here. Let's take a look. That's two that Chris had to miss and was able to do it. So under caution for the fourth time today, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at Texas Motor Speedway.
My truck isn't something you want to see in your rearview mirror.
My truck is a 3,400-pound precision-guided sledgehammer.
I guess you could say my truck likes to take the path less traveled.
My truck never gets claustrophobic in tight spaces.
My truck doesn't haul tools, but hardware, that's a different story.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tough trucks, tough racing.
All right, welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Under caution for the fourth time today, Bobby Smith involved in the accident that clipped Daniel Quigley as well. So those two trucks, not playoff truck contenders, but we are under caution for the fourth time today. Everyone decides that they need some fresh good years out there, and so they come down. You elect to stay out, and we'll highlight those here in just a few moments. But this race is brought to you by John Betlam Heating and Cooling, and also Game Day Rally Gear, GameDayRallyGear.com. So there is your last pit stops. Derek Rothling, Brent Butler, Paul Negus decides to stay out, and man, this is a great opportunity for us to dial up the 88 machine and find out, hey, you decided that you wasn't going to pit there. You got about 20 laps older tires. Timmy Lewis tried to do that last time and bit him in the butt and was way off the pace. What's your thought process here?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about the call. Track's cooled down, track's tightened up. I'm not as loose as I was that first run. I've made up a lot of track position from the start, so I feel pretty good about it. I think if we get about a 10-lap quick yellow here, I think it's really going to benefit us. I think it's really going to hurt us if we run about 40 laps here under green. Then we'll start dropping pretty hard. But other than that, yeah, I feel pretty good about the call.
Okay, before we let you go, we talked on the Countdown to Green with you, and we talked about these playoff drivers. The gloves are going to come off, and out of the 4 cautions, 3 of those cautions have been involved with the playoff drivers. Are you surprised by that?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm a little surprised by the lap 1 caution with Patrick Day. That's a little uncharacteristic of him, but he seemed to turn it around here, so kudos to him. But I got my teammate to my outside here, and we're just going to try and hold everyone at bay here.
All right, good luck to you in the 88, and we'll be keeping an eye on it.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
All right, you heard it from the 88. He feels like that was the right call as the track is starting to cool down. The sun is starting to set, as you can see that here. So was it the right move? We're about to find out. Also, Brent Butler, a teammate of his, in the playoffs, both of them decided to make this call, and we'll see how this plays out. Paul Negus decides he's going to stay out too. So here we go. We'll see how this one plays out on 20 lap older tires.
Green flag, green flag.
As we are green flag. And around goes Byron Gay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Byron Gay, another playoff driver, goes around, and we will have to take a look and see if that was self-inflicted wound right there, if he got loose. A lot of times with these fresh tires, that's what happens. Oh, man. Caution flag for the 5th time today. Let's take a look at it. Yep, sirree. Gets loose, he goes around the 11 of Byron Gay. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking for the Miller Time Motorsports crew. It was a driver that they had in the playoffs. And he's going to have to get some big-time repairs done to that truck. Unfortunate for him. So caution flag flies for the 5th time today. We'll talk to the team owner of the Miller Time Motorsports, Chris Miller. Unfortunate, one of your Miller Time boys go around there. Single car spin. We've been seeing it a lot, and it's been from the playoff guys. I know Derek Roffling mentioned it in the Countdown to Green show that we'd probably see a lot of that. These guys are just kind of going to try to race for it. Are you shocked to see these single car spins and who they are? Patrick Day, Timmy Lewis, and Byron Gay here.
I seen Patrick's, I seen Byron's, and I thought Byron's was a single car spin. I couldn't really tell if somebody got into him or not from where I was at, but just spinning on their own is a little surprising. I don't think the track feels too bad. I'm kind of tight once we get about 15 to 16, 17 laps on tires. I'm pretty tight, so yeah, I don't understand it. It's interesting, though. It has shaken up the playoffs a little bit as far as the points.
Absolutely. It's one to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this race, as we're just over the halfway point. So we'll keep an eye on it. Good luck to you the rest of your race.
All right, thank you. And tires are going to be a concern. We're down to one set left on our truck, and I think most people are. So that could be a concern here in a little bit.
Great point. We'll take a look and find out who has got what. Thank you.
Yep.
So saying a lot of drivers only have one set of tires left. And so maybe, just maybe, that was the call for Derek Roffling and Brent Butler here, because they knew maybe there's the ones that have that extra set of tires. And so let's see if we can pull that up. If I can, I don't know. Yes, I can. Pit stops, here they are. There's how many pit stops. You know, Derek's had 3 pit stops. Has he take tires every single time? Don't know. But Brent Butler, 2 stops, so you know that he has not taken 3 sets. Paul Negus here, 2 stops. Patrick Day has had 5 stops, but of course he's been doing repairs to that thing. So how many sets of tires does some of these drivers have is the question mark. So Byron Gay is going to go a lap down. Still work to be done on that truck. You can see the damage still in the back end of that truck. Can he rebound? Man, it's late in the race to try to rebound from something like that. If that was going to happen, you wanted it to happen on lap 1 like what Patrick Day had happen to him. So we're about to go green flag again here on lap 76 of 134. The first race of the playoffs. Round of 12. We got 3 races to settle who will make the round of 8. Again, these guys up front have a little older tires, but front 2 rows,
green flag,
or the front row, I should say, the 88 and the 76, and the 94 of Paul Fly on the inside's got some fresh tires. Paul Fly going to look to the inside here. We kind of figured that was going to happen. They're going to have these runs. A lot of these guys is only going to have one set of tires. This is really going to shake out really interesting here on tires, that's for sure. Because if we do see a caution here in the next, say, 10 laps, do they come down and get tires? And if they don't, you know, you got Derek Roffling, he's still got 2 sets on his hand probably. You've got Brent Butler, it's going to have 2 sets on his pocket. '76, '88 older tires. Ryan Palmer there in the 10 pressure tires, and he's going to go right through the middle of the 88 and the 76 to take that position away, and 3 wide down the backstretch with the 27. 27 will take that position away. Well, Hunter Lagoons up to the 4th position. Paul Fly still leading the way up front in the 94. Comes Timmy Lewis, 41. Oh, hold on to it back there. The 52, about lost control of that thing. And he held on to it somehow. He lost a lot of positions, but he held on to it. Key note, Byron Gay decides that he needed a pit. He's in on the pits and come out, so he's now 2 laps down. '94 has been strong whenever he got up front, and no one's been able to catch him. As you start to see the lights coming on here at Texas Motor Speedway. Sun's starting to set. The track will start to cool. How does that change the handling in these trucks? See a single car there, top 4, and then there's a gap on back to Timmy Lewis, Nick Galusha, and Patrick Day. And then on back, you got the 2 of PJ Popham, Brent Butler, Logan Coe, and Derek Roffling. Things really have gotten spread out here. On board with Austin Palmer. See his brother on the inside of him. That's Ryan Palmer going to take that position away from Austin. And wow, Austin came down. I had to get the 27 down into the grass a little bit there. Not sure the 23 knew that the 27 was that close. You see these trucks and the lights starting to beam off of the trucks as we start to turn to darkness here at Texas Motor Speedway. BJ Popham on the move back here, up to 7th now. Just got around Nick Galusha. Definitely Derek Roffling and Brent Butler was hoping that we would see a caution probably about now, and it hasn't happened yet. So now they're on some 20-lap older tires, and well, those tires are going to start to really hurt them as this run continues to go longer and longer. It's a good note that, you got Derek Roffling and Brent Butler back here. They know each other through work, actually. The 88 of Derek Roffling actually works for a truck series. He's a fuelman for this upcoming season. I believe it's the 98, if I'm not mistaken, that he will be servicing this truck season coming up. And then Brent Butler also used to work for the trucks, and now he's going to, I believe, the Cup Series. So congratulations to him, Brent Butler, on his career path. You see there, Ryan Palmer able to take away the race lead, as we was talking on back here in the back. So move Ryan Palmer up to the race lead. He got by Paul Fly. Ryan Palmer, one of those drivers that we talked earlier in the show. Several drivers and fans and me as a broadcaster really kind of maybe wrote off the tin truck of Ryan Palmer, because we've seen him win at Daytona. We have not seen him be real competitive the rest of the season. And here we see that tin truck is leading the way here on lap 92 of 134. Keep an eye on the 24 and the 2. They're both moving up through the pack here. The 2 now to the back bumper of the 41. 2 had been up front. 41 had been up front, and the 41 made a mistake, got too high on the 2. And around went the 41. You can see the 41 gets into the outside wall there on the exit of 4. And that'll open up the opportunity for PJ Popham to get around the 41. Byron Gay coming back out of the pits once again. He's got all kinds of problems. He's 14 laps down now, and well, he's one of 2 of your championship drivers, playoff drivers that are having trouble. So you had Sean Smith involved in an accident. Byron Gay involved in a single car spin that turned him around. 14 laps down on his truck. Will be scored in the 20th. Paul Fly back to the front. Ryan Palmer dropped off the pace a little bit. Here was a look of the race for the lead here. Ryan Palmer. Outside wall. Outside wall gets him. That's what causes him to lose that lead, and he is back into the 4th position. Take a look at lap times now that we've had a nice green flag run. Here's your last lap times coming across the board. You can see that front running 31.3, 31.2, 31.2, Ryan Palmer 31.5. They got in the wall on that lap. 2 lap times. Ryan Palmer still 31.5. Take a look at Patrick Day there at a 31.072. He's your fastest out of the top 10. He's probably save some tires like he normally does. Like we've seen all season long, if green flag runs come into play, the 24 Patrick Day comes alive, and well, he's the fastest guy out there right now. Nice little graphic to talk about here. This is your iRating through iRacing, how you're scaled. The higher the number, they typically say, the better the driver that you are. So you look right now, the highest driver in our field is Johnny Evans at 5,700. And then Hunter Lagoon's at 5,100. Those drivers are pretty good drivers. And then you got a lot that's in the 2,000. You do have Patrick Day there in the 3,500, so he's probably your third highest iRating in the field. And then several 2,000 and 1,000 drivers. Patrick Day, that truck is on fire right now. He's fast, and a lot of that has to do with saving the tires towards the end of these runs. And here we are, lap 101 of 134. And he is one that prides himself on long green flag runs. The 24 of Patrick Day, slowly but surely eating them up. PJ Popham's really following Patrick Day through the field too. PJ Popham right here in the fourth position. If you guys noticed, but we were missing a playoff driver tonight, and that is Kyle Wellman. Kyle Wellman not here tonight. Did not get word at why he was not here, but that's big time. So you do have Kyle Wellman, you have Sean Smith, and Byron Gay. Those are three drivers that's having a bad night tonight, and four of them won't make the round of 8. So who is those drivers going to be? Well, right now, not looking good for Kyle Wellman, Sean Smith, and Byron Gay. Patrick Day for second. He gets by Paul Fly. So Hunter Lagoons is your race leader in the 27 currently. Playoff driver. 24 of Patrick Day, playoff driver in second. Third position, Paul Fly, playoff driver. Fourth, PJ Popham, playoff driver. Then fifth, Austin Palmer. Is Austin Palmer able to get around Paul Fly? And we got a guy that's deciding to pit, and that's going to be PJ Popham coming down to get serviced. Brent Butler's in as well for his pit stop. Chris Miller, Derek Roffling. Of course, these guys had to pit because they were on that window. PJ Popham, I believe he was not on that pit cycle, and now he is. So he's doing a quick pit here. will this be a winning move? I mean, if this thing stays green flag, that could be a winning move right there. That's not a bad idea for the 2. Because the rest of these guys do have to pit. Now, of course, you're hoping that there's no caution now that you've came down the pit road. Because if we see a caution, then everything changes. There you go. The 24 is going to come down because he's seen PJ Popham came down. So the 24 going to make a pit stop here. So now that surrenders it to Paul Fly. That was probably a big-time move by the 24 camp. They seen that PJ Popham went down, and he said, you know what? I better come down too. Good heads-up call there. And still Paul Fly out here, and Timmy Lewis is still out. We do have Austin Palmer in on the pit with Patrick Day. I'm kind of surprised that none of these other guys are coming down since the rest of them did come down. Because there's just so much fall off on tires. I mean, you're looking. I mean, we look at. Let's take a look at the last lap time. So a 31.6. I mean, on fresh tires, you're so much faster. So much faster. I mean, you're down on the 30-second mark. So you're almost at this point almost 2 seconds slower on these older tires. You stay out there too long, you're just hurting yourself, and I think that's what some of these drivers are doing. But then again, if caution flag flies, okay, you're okay. So there's your gap. Of course, you're going to have guys that's going to be a lap down because of pitting. But now the question comes into when does some of these guys start to pit? Paul Fly, Timmy Lewis, Brian Palmer, Logan Coe, Grant Clark.
All right, man, caution is out.
Flag
Caution
flies
is
out
out.
on the speedway. It's going to be Nick Galusha. Nick Galusha involved in the accident. And that completely changed everything. Wow. Take a look at Nick Galusha here. Boy, that looks pretty much deliberate, if you ask me. The 20 machine goes around. Yeah, we're going to have to find out what officials are planning on doing with that one, if they know anything about it. But, yeah, a little suspicious there, especially after our last race at Darlington when we had something similar happen when a caution flag was thrown. So, yeah, we're going to have to deep dive into this one and find out what happened here. We'll get through pit stops here. Chris Miller to stay out. See if we can dial up Chris Miller. Chris Miller, you got a copy?
Yes, I got a copy.
Hey, did you have any communications through the radios on what happened there with Nick Galusha?
He did come on and he said he lost all steering. I don't know what was going on there. I know when I came around, it looked like he was back and forth on it, so I don't know what was going on. He said there was no way he could make it around another time, so he entered the closed pit, but not sure if it was a connection issue or what happened there, but he had no steering.
We've definitely seen him have connection issues throughout today, him blinking in and out, and so that may be the issue. Unfortunate for those drivers that was during a pit cycle there, and so this shakes things up a lot.
Well, all the lap cars here, including myself, everybody that was still right here be behind the leaders. We'll get the wave around this time by. We should.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on what happens here. We're closing in to the end of this one, and definitely exciting to see this all play out.
Yep.
All right, there you got it from Miller Time Motorsports. Chris Miller, an official in the series, to find out what happened there. Why we threw that up there is because we did see that at Darlington, where there was a fishy caution that kind of flew out there. No one said anything about it, but did it benefit teammates in a certain way? We're not sure, but yeah, that was just a little weird. But that happens whenever under pit exchange here. I think those that pit early, I think they benefited the most out of that. If that was going to go green flag, they were sitting pretty, really good. And so this changes things. Changes things a lot. So there is your last pit stop. 112. Those guys on the front. There you go. You got PJ popping there at 105. That was his last pit stop. Again, he was probably in the best position with Patrick Day. Probably Patrick Day was probably in the best position with Austin Palmer at 107. But not now. That erases everything. Nick Galusha is still in the pit, so him having some issues with his steering. He's out of this one.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution flag waves out on the speedway. And Michael Timmerman, Paul Naked, Steve Miller. Couple guys around in the back here. Look at it. Okay, let's see if we can get a inboard camera with Chris Miller here. iRacing's giving us a bad thing here, not calling out these cautions for us on. It happens right in front of Chris. We'll get by it. Looks like the 02 was the one that got around first. And that was through tryover. That thing just got loose on Steve Miller there, I believe. The 02. He might have had a little bit of help by the 23 too. So we're under caution, lap 117 of 134. We're going to stay right here with all the action until the end of this one. Again, this race is brought to you by John Bedlam Heating and Cooling and Game Day Rally Gear. Big time sponsors for us on the Tarmac Esports. Paul Fly, Timmy Lewis, Ryan Palmer, Johnny Evans, Logan Coe, PJ Popham, Hunter Lagoons, Daniel Quigley, Patrick Day, Grant Clark is your top 10. Lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We're going to go green flag this time by.
Green, green, green.
So the big question now comes, does anybody have tires left in this race? That could be big. If a caution comes out here in the next, we'll say about 10 laps or so, or 5 to 10 laps, come down and get some fresh tires, but if you don't have them, you're not going to be able to do that. There's total pit stops. A lot of them have had 4 pit stops, which makes you think that most of them's probably used up their tires. Paul Fly leading the way, Timmy Lewis in second, and PJ Popham runs third. And PJ Popham may have gotten a little help there. And around he goes. No caution flag flies out on that one. It's surprising. Let's see. Not going to be able to see that one. Here's a look at it. That was the 2 getting underneath the 10 here. Got up to third. Try to see what happened here if the 2 gets loose. There comes a big run by the 10. Here it is. Yep, just a little bit of shove there by Ryan Palmer, and out goes the 10. We said rivals will start to form from these, and it's exactly what we're going to start to see in the playoffs around the 12. Right now, Paul Fly, Timmy Lewis, Ryan Palmer, your top 3, all teammates. And Hunter Lagoons runs 4th, 5th is Johnny Evans, 6th is Patrick Day. Austin Palmer in the pits again. Man, so much on that 23. If he could just put the whole entire race together, he'd be a really tough driver to beat. Just not able to do that, and here he is in the pits, and he scored in the 15th spot. One lap down, just not having the race that he's wanted this year. He's been there at the beginning, but not at the end. See Ryan Palmer looking underneath Timmy Lewis here for second. Anybody have anything for Paul Fly? He's led quite a bit of laps here in this one. When is go time? Is anyone holding anything back? See Ryan Palmer starting to slip there. 27 underneath him. Timmy Lewis is going to try to track down his teammate Paul Fly. Patrick Day underneath Johnny Evans. That is for fifth. Here's your battle box. See if Paul Fly and Timmy Lewis, if that gap closes any. It's at 0.2 or 0.32 right now. And then you got Patrick Day that was able to get around Hunter Lagoons. It's probably going to be a little bit too late here, as we have got just a few more trips around here for Paul Fly to try to get a win in the playoffs. Patrick Day able to get around Ryan Palmer. Look out, the 24 is on the move here with about 2.5 laps to go. About 0.2 faster the last lap. Two more trips around here at Texas Motor Speedway for your race leader, Paul Fly. Paul Fly in the 94 has been pretty dominant today. Wow, there goes Nick Galusha, just appeared on the track. White flag flies in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Game Day Rally Gear. 94 going to try to pick up a win in the playoffs. Down the backstretch for the final time in the 3 and 4. The 94 looking to be victorious tonight. The 94 is going to win here at Texas Motor Speedway. 94 wins. Timmy Lewis comes home second, and Patrick Day comes home in the 3rd position. 4th was Ryan Palmer. 5th was Hunter Lagoons. 6th was Johnny Evans. Logan Coe was 7th. Good outing for him. Daniel Quigley, 8th. Good outing for him. 9th was Grant Clark. Good for him. Michael Timmerman, 10th. PJ Popham, 11th. Paul Negus was 12th. Steve Miller, 13th. Chris Miller, 14th. And then 15th, Brent Butler. Nick Galusha, 16th. 17th was Austin Palmer. Derek Rothling, 18th. Colin Peterson, 19th. Byron Gay, 20th, 21st. Bobby Smith, 22nd. Sean Smith. And Frank Klein, 23rd. As the 94 going to burn it down. Be right back here at Texas.
What does it mean to be official? To earn the badge as a trusted source, a symbol of quality and pride. For 95 years, Craftsman Tools has been the backbone for those who build, for those who innovate, for those who pursue goals greater than themselves. To be the official tool of NASCAR is to represent the best of what's possible. For the teams, for the sport, for the future.
Problem.
Put on the brake, wheels to the left. Go, 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 go. Go.
Oh no!
Be aggressive, Jimmy.
Checkered flag is in the air, and he has done it!
And that future? Well, it's back to where we started. The NASCAR Truck Series. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series returns in 2023. We build pride. One turn, one lap, one race at a time.
All right, welcome back here at Texas Motor Speedway, where we just seen the 94 get the win in the first playoff race. 94 looking good out there. Led a lot of laps in this one, and he is victorious here at Texas Motor Speedway. We've got your top three, starting with the third place finisher tonight, and that is the 24 of Patrick Day. Comes home third. Come up just a little bit short there. Late caution flag in this one. Did that mess your chances up, or was there something else you could have done differently?
No, yeah, it pretty much messed my chances up. Timmy and Paul had Lady Luck on their side tonight, and that's how it goes. I couldn't let PJ and Hunter, have too much fresher tires than me and run laps out there. I would just lose time. And honestly, a third place from how I started this race, I'll take that all day.
Yeah, big time coming back from a very rare mistake from you. What happened? What transpired on that first lap? And were you just as shocked as everybody else?
Oh, yeah, I was really shocked. All my practice and all my AI races that I did, in traffic and stuff, never got that loose in the one like that on the first, after the green flag flew. So, yeah, it got loose, and I tried to save it. I probably should have just stayed spun down on the inside, but as soon as I hit the crease in the apron there, it kind of pushed me up across the track there. Luckily, nobody hit me. I was towards the back. Most of the people were already through. So, congrats on Paul getting his ticket into the round of 8. Good on Timmy for finishing up here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun playoffs, that's for sure.
Yep. Congratulations again on the third place finish. It only strengthens your way to the round of 8, and that's exactly what several drivers wanted to happen but couldn't have happened tonight. Several had a bad outing. Congratulations on the third place finish. We'll see you next week, where it's going to get exciting at Talladega.
Yeah, let's hope Lady Luck smiles on me at Talladega, but appreciate the broadcast, Ryan. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. All right, your second place finisher tonight, that's going to go to the 41 of Timmy Lewis. Strong truck you had early in this race. Made an early mistake getting into the outside there with PJ Popham there. That kind of stalled a lot of things that happened for you, but you come up second place. Take us through this race. Felt like you probably had the truck to win and just wasn't able to get there.
Yeah, I kind of messed up on that. I actually apologize to PJ because I thought I was clear and I just came up into him. And at first I thought it was netcode, honestly. I didn't know what happened, but then I saw it on the replay there and I was like, oh, that sucked. But no, I think I just had a different pit cycle than everyone, and I think it kind of messed with me. And it kind of just set me back because I couldn't pit when certain people would pit. So then I'd be up front and I'd had a good run, and then they would just, they'd pit on a caution or whatever, and they'd have 20 lap tires that were fresher than mine, and it just kind of screwed me. So I think if I didn't have my own personal mistakes, I probably would have maybe finished first. Who knows? But either way, it's a second's good. It's definitely what I needed to stay in the points and stay up there. So hopefully it continues that way.
All right, well, 41. Looking good for the playoffs. Looking to buy your way in here early into this. We got Talladega up next. Are you looking forward to it, or are you waiting or hoping that it would hurry up and get over with and move on?
Talladega is a tough one because it is a fun track, and you're going to get those guys who are going to want to push the third lane there, so it'll get interesting, and things will definitely, especially being the second points race now out of the three, I think things will start to get a little more interesting with people and trying to get spots and points and whatnot and get wins so they can secure themselves into at least the final 8, and I think it'll be fun. So I'm excited for the rest of the season. This kind of was a good start, so we'll see where it goes.
Well, it's interesting that both drivers, the guy that finishes second, Timmy Lewis, and the guy that finishes third, Patrick Day, both had early incidents on their own and comes back to finish inside the top 3. It was a fun one, Timmy. Good luck to you in the rest of the playoffs. It's been fun.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we're going to talk to your winner tonight. That is the 94 of Paul Flight. No stranger to victory lane. He's been here before in the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. Back again, the 94, and has stamped the ticket into the playoffs for the round of 8. What does that feel like?
That's huge. It definitely helps a lot with having Talladega in this round and having a buffer. This win is for Derek Griffiths, who said I was going to be knocked out in the first round. Happy to say that we punched our ticket to the next one.
Great stuff. I got to ask you here, when just before that last caution comes out, it was Nick Galusha having some issues down on the inside, having some issues with his steering. Before that, you'd seen, and I don't know if you'd seen it, but we got to ask you, did you see that Patrick Day, PJ Popham, several drivers had done a quick pit there? Was you concerned about that, and what was going through your mind?
It was a 50-50 shot, to be honest with you. Just between, we all talked about Vegas and how that worked out for us because we stayed out. And then we ended up, we had a bunch of us that stayed out, and then all of a sudden Nick goes, I lost steering, I'm trying to get to pit road, and then all of a sudden I just heard a bunch of swear words, and then the yellow came out. So we were going to try and stay out. It was a 50-50 shot, like I said, on the long run, if we were going to be able to have enough time to get back to them, because we would have fresher tires, but clearly it ended up working out the best way possible.
Well, again, congratulations on the victory. The monkey's off the back. You're going to make it to the round of 8. You're just that much closer to the final round of 4 where you have your chance to win the championship. You're on your way. It's going to be fun to watch that 94 work its way through the field. Good luck next week at Talladega. I'd say all of the drivers in the playoffs are going to need it, but it was fun watching you here. You pick up the victory. Good luck to you the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you. Hopefully we can push another Rat Bastards truck to the win next week and get another one locked in. Thanks for doing the broadcast. Much appreciated. And thanks for Chris for the league. It keeps us entertained every Wednesday.
We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. All right, that's all we've got here. It was fun. The first playoff of the Tarmac Esports Truck Series has concluded, and you see it right there. The 94 is victorious. He has gotten the victory and has locked himself in to the round of 8. Timmy Lewis had a good outing as well. He finishes in that second position. And so, where do we go from here? There's several drivers wondering the same thing. Where do I go after I did not have the greatest of luck here at Texas Motor Speedway? That being several drivers, Sean Smith, Byron Gay, Nick Galusha, Brent Butler, all of those drivers finished outside the top 15. So they desperately need a good outing at Talladega, and that was one that you're like, oh boy, hold on to your britches. It's going to be exciting. We'll be back here live on the Tarmac Esports Truck Series, and you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back here next week. Same time, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time on the Tarmac Esports Truck Series. From all of us here, we wish you a good night. We'll see you next week at